We are joined in studio this morning by the Mayor of Squamish, Patty Heintzman. Thank you for coming in today once again.
It's always a pleasure.
As I mentioned before, we took a couple of calls off the air before you got here. People have questions for you. Let's begin with this one from Brenda.
Are you going to give her a grilling on the Garibaldi at Squamish project? Because I'm one of her outspoken neighbors that wants to know what's going on.
Okay, well, give me your question right now, and I will pose it to the mayor.
I want to know how come she doesn't verbally talk about the water concern in Paradise Valley.
Garibaldi at Squamish, an issue there. So, Mayor Heintzman, if you could respond, please.
Well, actually, we talk a lot about Garibaldi at Squamish, and the water issues are one of the many concerns that we express to the environmental assessment process. And it is one of the conditions that the minister actually talks about in terms of water restrictions, water reductions. It's a huge concern. The project is predominantly outside of our boundaries currently, but the water source is within our boundaries. And absolutely, it's a beautiful aquifer. This project is going to demand a ton of water. And absolutely, we have to be vigilant there. Pretty much on the record as thinking the project is not a viable project for our community, for the ski industry. Absolutely, it's a huge concern.
Yeah, definitely. If people do have a question for you, is there a way they can get their questions to you via email?
On the website, there's feedback forms. You can send things to council@squamish.ca. Yeah. We get many, many forms of communication questions. Absolutely. I've talked to Brenda's husband a couple times. You know, absolutely. My neighbors talk to me all the time about this issue. Obviously, I live in Paradise Valley, so.
Well, Brenda told me that Mr. Bjorkman got page 3 coverage of the province.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. He was quoted in that article as well.
All right, good. Another question, a little lighter.
I just have concerns of the goose poo on the Brennan Park soccer field. My son, he's 4, and every Saturday we go there, and the kids are just slipping in the goose soup. So I was just concerned about maybe we can get some bird bangers or something to solve this issue.
That's hard to maintain.
Every politician loves to get the goose poop question.
Sure.
That's awesome. Actually, I believe we put in our budget a machine that basically goes around and collects the goose poop on the field. So I'm pretty sure it made it into this year's budget. I can verify that. But absolutely, it's a health concern. Yeah. It's an icky concern. So it's something where our staff is on, and I do believe it is in the budget this year.
Chrissy and Brenda, thank you very much. And if you want to be anonymous, you can be totally anonymous. I'll even actually just ask the question. I'll sit here and speak it for you. You don't have to be on the air. If you do have a question, we totally understand how a lot of people like to speak out. They don't necessarily want to be known, but they're totally cool with speaking out. 800-668-1550. So a couple of setbacks for Squamish over the past week and a half here. Test of Metal being one of those. 21 years. This will be the last one.
Yeah, that was, I got a call from Cliff a couple weeks ago just sort of giving me a heads up on this. I was one of the original test pilots, worked on it for a good 10 or 12 years. Mm-hmm. It's been a hallmark event in Squamish. I think it just, from the organizers' point of view, Cliff and Stuart Kerr, they've been doing this for 21 years now, 22 years they've been planning it. And I think it's just time for them to let it go.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a huge boon to, the mountain bike industry, to our economy. They've done the volunteerism and the community spirit that has gone into that event over the years has been astounding. Yeah. And it really was sort of the Logger Sports has obviously been here for a long, long time, but it was sort of that first big event that sort of galvanized and captured the imagination of the community. So it's going to be sorely missed. My hat and my arms, everything goes up to those guys, those men and women who have been putting this on for so many years. You hope that somebody, the younger generation will come out and sort of create an event that defines their generation and step up and sort of bring that contribution, that fun back into the town. I think something will. I think it's just, it's an evolution, and we wish them well. And, things can't go on forever. It's just been an amazing event for the community.
I think it's another example of something that we maybe take for granted in Squamish, because we have so much to do and we have so much to look forward to. We have a lot of fun through the corridor, and a lot of it is community events based. And this is a gaping hole. Test of Metal no longer. So hopefully, hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be skateboarding. Wouldn't that be cool? Why not? We've got the, of course, once again, the bowl underneath the bridge up by Quest in the news once again. We also have high ropes. I saw that in the paper over the past week, possibly in the parking lot across from the Adventure Center. That'd be a lot of fun. We also have in the news a Squamish Valley Music Festival. Front page news this past week. We were all just stunned when we got the news. We heard that maybe you found out a day before us.
Yeah, Paul gave me a call a day before, just as a courtesy, out of respect, and just to give me a heads up, because there was maybe an anticipated media onslaught because of it. We were waiting for the lineup. We thought, I thought Paul was calling to let me know they were going to announce the lineup. So it came as a big shock, absolutely. My understanding is the industry is highly competitive. There's a lot of festivals. They're all struggling right now. Canadian dollar certainly doesn't help those big events in Canada. I'm sure there's a number of factors that went into it, and I guess the organizers just decided the numbers weren't there. I gather festival counts are low. The sales are low for other festivals. So it's just a risk they couldn't take.
I heard something about a contract between the promoters and Squamish. Is that true? Is that the case?
Well, they lease land from us. So they lease land from us in the business park. And they lease our facilities. So we actually have sort of a zero... we just lease it for the cost of the facilities and our staff. So it's we don't actually reap a lot of revenue directly from the proponents, but they lease our facilities, so there's a contract to that extent.
But there's no contract saying they have to put on this festival every year.
No.
Wouldn't that be great? Is there? Do you think? And this could be totally naive, but there's still a bit of time. Could someone else come along and say, you know what, we've seen the success here, we'll do it? Well,
I have no idea. I've been getting a few emails from other sort of concert promoters saying, hey, we could do, look to something like this in the future. So I suspect that something will fill the gap. Whether it's something with 40,000 people or it's something slightly different, I have no idea. But something of that magnitude, I doubt will come back this summer. You have a little wishful thinking sort of fantasy going on in your own mind there, Darren.
Oh, it's like Christmas.
I know.
Oh, for music lovers, I mean, and I saw you at the last festival.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
And not to put you on the spot here, but what were some of the highlights for you? What, if you could bring any band back, or if you could wish for a band to play, who would it be?
Well, I must say, I was thinking, someone asked me that question last week, and I think the most moment where my heart swelled was when Current Swell was playing on that Thursday night last week, and it was last year, and it was a sort of community night, and literally half the crowd was from Squamish. And you knew everybody there. It was like a big, huge block party, like a massive block party, and there was kids dancing and doing cartwheels, and everyone was just like grins from ear to ear. And I think that was sort of the moment was like that was real community moment. And literally half of the crowd of 18,000 people, I think, were from Squamish at least. So I think that will sort of go down as sort of, in my mind, that moment of real specialness. Yeah, that is one of the best parts, when the local bands can be a part of it too. It wasn't that long ago I was talking to the Catherines, and they were looking for advice on how to maybe, find their way on some kind of a local bill. It's just not going to happen this year, but who knows what next year will bring. Who knows? Let's wrap it up here with the waterfront development, which is one of the biggest topics of 2016 in Squamish. And big news last week, UBC will have a presence at the Squamish waterfront. This is great news. It's been one of those weeks where you have the good news, the bad news, the good news, the bad news. It's really interesting. So, we've been working with UBC and Carbon Engineering and the people who just purchased the oceanfront land, Squamish Nation, on conceptualizing this educational campus that the community's always wanted down on the oceanfront. So, it's really exciting. I mean, they want to do some amazingly innovative, progressive, forward, future-thinking things down there. And the campus will be generally an engineering, clean energy campus, but it's more robust than that. They've got a whole schedule of programs and academic initiatives that they want to do down there. Yeah. They're really excited about it because they kind of have a blank slate, and they can use the whole area as sort of a testing ground, as a way to, pilot project in innovative initiatives and sort of that future city sort of concept. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll wrap it up there.
Okay.
We know you're busy. We have a couple of mugs.
Yeah, we do.
We have two. There was one missed a while back here. So we're going to give away two of these Squamish Hardwired for Adventure ceramic mugs. You'll find these at the Adventure Center. This is a solid mug. In fact, if you want to see it, I posted a photo of one on the Facebook page. We'll take callers 1 and 2. We'll make it real simple on this Monday morning, okay? Callers 1 and 2.
I do have to add one more thing.
Oh, yeah, go for
my
it.
staff would kill me.
Oh, yeah.
So we have our active transportation open house on Saturday. This Saturday coming up, March 12th, from 10 to 3 at Brennan Park.
Okay.
And we're putting a lot of thought and investment into active transportation, so we really want people to come and share their ideas and opinions with us.
Yes, a C-bus. There we go. That's my input right there. Call us now, 800-668-1550 and star 1071 toll free on a Rogers mobile device. And thank you, Patty, for coming in today.
Always a pleasure.